Friends, this is the story of a 20-year-old Turkey boy, who is a psycho boy who had taken his real mother to God to beat his stepmother's bed. Wherever there is a bang, this boy traces it with his tool and forces his stepmother to break the bed. So let's see. To the black story of this stunner, the movie begins with Sarah, a beautiful girl who is very fond of bathing. Sarah is taking a bath when she gets a jolt and she falls in love with God. Sarah was dead, but her husband Paul needed a cauldron for extreme pleasure. Paul marries a beautiful hot girl. After this, Paul makes Alice bedridden. Paul is a businessman who was about to leave his meeting today. Paul tells Alice that Marcus is in boarding school and after a week he will come home and you have to take care of him. Just then, hearing the sound of masturbation, Alice bursts into four. Chicken pox has spread. So got discharged from school early. Alice was surprised that in 20 years such a strong fist it failed even her father. Alice was surprised. She was thinking she is 20 years old but its stage limit is 40. He is not less than a year-old man and he talks like a very mature boy. Alice was completely shaken. He is so young in age but talking like an older man. Next morning Alice gets a call from Paul. Paul wanted to talk to Marcus. Then when Alice is going to Marcus with the phone, Alice knocks the door of the bathroom but Marcus is there. Hearing the sound of the hand pump, she understands that what this lad is doing. Alice comes inside, gives her the phone. After talking about Marcus, Alice is talking to Paul. Seeing Alice, Marcus's hand pump was hitting hard. He makes Alice's mango marmalade. Alice gets nervous seeing Marcus's sizzle. The next day Marcus is taking a bath in the pool and while Alice is cleaning his wet body, she grabs Marcus's tools while cleaning. Marcus is surprised to see this. He thinks that 2 days ago it had become 64. How is its blood boiling today? Actually, taking care of Marcus, Alice also started getting attracted towards him. But Marcus had to break Alice's bed and play the drum. A few days later, Paul was returning home from his business meeting, where Alice and Marcus went to pick up Paul. While coming home, Paul starts kissing Alice in the car itself, due to which the car gets out of control and an accident is about to happen. Then Alice takes control of the car. He gets saved. There is no delay in reaching home. Paul starts playing Alice's drums, meaning it starts getting intimate. The same night the three of them go out for dinner, while Paul asks Alice, "Have you taken money out of my safe?" Alice denies that not me. Marcus had come out to give it to the taxi driver, says Marcus. I only took out some money. Alice says you were telling me that I have withdrawn all the money of Dad, says Marcus. I didn't say anything like that. Now all the blame falls on Alice. Due to this, she gets enraged by Marcus and after reaching home, Alice searches Marcus's room but she does not get the money but instead she finds a torn letter. One day when Marcus and Paul are taking a bath in the pool, Marcus tells Paul that Alice doesn't care about me and she is very dirty. Doesn't like me at all, but doesn't pay attention to Paul. Marcus. The same Alice is also listening to all the talk of Marcus. Alice thinks that she has made my grapes into mangoes and is cutting my own leaves. The same Marcus tells Paul that Alice has also searched my room and if Paul asks Alice about this, she does not tell him anything. Because of this behavior of Marcus, Alice goes to his school, where he learns that there was no chicken pox in Marcus' school. He is expelled from school and sends a letter that Marcus had torn, pieces of which Alice found in Marcus's room. It was the same letter. The principal at the school tells Alice that Marcus spies on the houses of the people around and used to see them being intimate and wherever he sees the cat in the school, He kills him, and because of his antics he has been kicked out of school. One day Alice goes to a party with Paul where he meets a woman. The woman tells Alice that Sarah was my friend and she died by drowning in the bathtub. Now Alice starts to feel that Sarah was killed by Marcus, and Alice also tells all this to Paul and also tells about Marcus. But Paul does not believe Alice's words and says, "You are such a bad accusation against Marcus, how can you put it?" and both of them get into an argument. One night Alice goes to the roof of her room for some work where she sees a hole. Her bed is visible from that hole. She understands that Marcus sees them both being intimate. Alice immediately goes to Marcus's room. Alice says, "You are not yet 20 years old, Grapes," and sees us breaking our bed at night. Marcus says, "It is a lot of fun to see your backyard." Alice, "Kathy, here you used to look at your mother the same way." Then Marcus says he didn't enjoy seeing Sarah because she was not hot and sexy like you. His grapes do not have the strength that you have. "I want to break the bed with you." Alice says, "Do you break my bed? First answer my words," Alice says. "You killed your own mother." Hearing this, Marcus says, "He had a double heart." Alice says, "You are lying, he died due to electrocution." Alice says, "You know a lot, but if you are not telling me anything," then Marcus says, "What will I get from this, and let me tell you why." Alice offers Marcus money, but he refuses. Marcus says, "I have to make bat for your butterfly." Alice says, "You make my shop warehouse. But answer my questions." When Marcus tells the answer to the question, Alice starts taking off her clothes. Alice says, "Now tell me how Sarah died." Then says Marcus, "Sarah had heart problems. He had not told this to anyone in the house. I came to know about this from Sarah's doctor," but Alice thinks that Marcus is lying and she leaves from there in anger. After this, Alice takes Paul to the same room and shows the hole, but everything is same there. Alice tells Paul about Marcus, that Marcus sees us being intimate, but Paul does not believe his words. He thinks that Alice has really gone mad, but Alice does not give up. She does research on Sarah's death and comes to know that Marcus has killed Sarah. In fact, Marcus had installed a bad heater in Sarah's bathtub, due to which she died due to electrocution in the water. After this, Alice wanted to know more about Sarah. She asks Marcus, "Why did you kill Sarah?" Then Marcus says, "She did not like me at all and I enjoy torturing, and now it is your turn to die." Hearing this, Alice's shock becomes 4. Alice had started getting mentally disturbed. He could not understand anything. What he should do because no one listens to him. The same Paul also starts to feel that Alice has gone mad. After this, Alice's condition becomes so bad that he is kept in a mental hospital. After some time, Alice recovers, then she is discharged from there. One day the three of them go for a walk in the park. Paul and Alice talk among themselves and Marcus was playing with his dog. Alice and Marcus meet after some time. He talks about Sarah's death. Then Marcus tells Alice, "Now I will not kill you because I have liked you," and Alice also starts talking deceitfully to Marcus. Alice tells Paul, "We will both kill Paul and go away from here," and Alice kisses Marcus too. After this, Alice sees a speeding car on the road. Alice throws Marcus's dog toy on the road. Marcus's dog runs after him and Marcus too, where he meets with an accident and Marcus dies. The same crowd gathers, but Alice does not even look at him and Alice's plane becomes successful and this ends the movie. So how did the friends feel? You got this movie. If you like my explanation, then do like and share the video to subscribe the channel. Then see you in the next video like this.